Alright guys, welcome to another video. So, I actually already recorded, so this is going to be a double whammy. I'm going to be doing both the LBA season 1 week 7, I think it's week 7, and the EDA week 3 at the same time, in the same video, because I'm against the same person, Silvestron of the California Crooks, and I think we're pretty good friends on Discord as far as Discord friends can get. So this is personal. So I decided I'd do both at the same time. First up, we're gonna do the team builder of the. We're gonna do team builder and the game of the LBA because that one happened first, and then we'll do the team builder and the game of the EDA. So we're starting off here. I forgot I have to pull up his team, so that's gonna just need me just a second. So we were against. Oh yeah, it is week 6, not week 7. We were up against Gengar, Poliwrath, Rhydon, Tauros, Vileplume, Dugong, Flareon, Pidgeot, and Magnemite. And we have, on our end of the team, Snorlax, Starmie, Moltres, Golem, Magneton, Weezing, Hitmonchan, Lapras, and Execute. Okay, so overall, Psychic is really good this game. Obviously, he has a resist in Magnemite, but it's not the worst in the world. Psychic still does a massive amount because it's a Magnemite, but do not underestimate it because analytic boosted attacks have destroyed opponents in the past. Silvestron is not shy of using Magnemite for offensive prowess. Yeah, Rhydon is scary because it's just a better Golem that can also hold a Violet and also stops me from just spamming Body Press. It's also a reliable rocker, so you have to be aware of that. Gengar is really fast, of course. It's super fast and scary. We do have the best normal type in the game, so not too concerned, but that is there. Yeah, that's basically my main concerns for this team. Poliwrath has been brought before and has run Belly Drum sets as well. So we are going to go over the team that we built. So starting off with Kunai, the Starmie with a Choice Scarf, Psychic, Flip Turn, Scald, and Thunderbolt. Here, yeah, it's just standard set. I believe we speed tie Gengar. No, we outspeed Gengar by 1 point, and that's basically it. We're just hopefully able to spam Scarf Psychics as long as Magnemite is gone. That's the set. Dogma, the Weezing, is in for Corrosive Gas, Sludge Bomb, Dark Pulse, and Memento. This thing is going to be my switch in partially to Gengar. I don't, because I'm pretty sure he'll have something for Snorlax, and I kind of want Snorlax to be healthy. And also this is a good switch in to Poliwrath, as well as Tauros, as well as Rhydon. So Memento is there so that I can bring something really low, like a Gengar, which lets me bring in my Snorlax for a setup for free. Sludge Bomb and Dark Pulse hits everything pretty well. So yeah, that's there. And Corrosive Gas is to remove any Violites, any choice specs, any weird items that he may have. So that's Dogma. Next up, we got Moltres with Sunny Day, Solar Beam, Flamethrower, and Roost. His Moltres answer is really good in Rhydon, and so as well as Poliwrath. So I thought I'd hit them back with Solar Beam. Pretty defensive to take on any Poliwrath close combats or Tauros attacks. This thing is also here to deter Tauros. So, yep, that's worth noting. Next, we got Emily the Snorlax with Rest Talk, Curse, and Earthquake. Earthquake is better than Body Slam here because it can hit Gengar. The only thing that it doesn't hit is Pidgeot, which I don't think he's going to bring. And even if he does bring Pidgeot, I feel like it's frail enough that we can bring it low with other stuff. Next up, we got Golem, standard set, Earthquake, Rock Slide, Stealth Rocks, and Sucker Punch. I felt like I'm scared of Rocks from Rhydon because it's really reliable Rocks, and I want a good backup answer to Gengar, so Sucker Punch is there. Edgequake has no switch-ins, and Rocks are there in case I want to get Rocks up. Simple as that. Lastly, we got for the first time, we're bringing Hitmonchan with Drain Punch, Throat Chop, Ice Punch, and Close Combat. So down he got hands of the Hitmonchan. He's mostly here to take a Magnemite Steel Beam because, yeah, that's basically his only role. He can take on Dugong as well, and I guess Revenge Gengar. Yeah, that's his job. So, hopefully we win, obviously. On to the battle with Silvestron. Okay, so, for some reason my OBS crashed and now my GIFs for all the Pokemon are gone, so Comfey is no longer at the bottom of the screen. It should be back soon, hopefully. So this is going to be the, I forget what battle, LBA Week 6 battle. So let's get into it. Obviously, as you can see, he brought Magnemite, he brought Pidgeot. So he does have a Defogger, which is worth noting. We're going to start the battle here, see what we lead off with. We lead off with Golem, as usual. Obviously, I'm scared of like an instant waterfall, so I switch into Starmie, which I don't really care about its health, as it can take whatever hit he was going to go for. He wasn't going to go for Darkest Lariat because there was a Golem in front of him, so I was pretty happy with just going into Starmie here. As he goes for Substitute, which is a bit scary because this can be sub Belly Drum, but I still outspeed with Psychic, just Psychic Spam. My biggest fear right now is that he can go for Darkest Lariat behind a sub, just raw. But I don't remember that Okos, but that would have been a bit scary. But hey, it preserves momentum, and maybe I was a bit risky with Starmie early, but yeah, that was my answer. I kind of forgot here that Weezing is a pretty good answer into Poliwrath here, but it is what it is. We decide to go for a raw Psychic, dealing a lot of damage to Andrew. But here comes the tech. He reveals Custap Berry on Magnemite and just kills me back with Thunderbolt. Should have expected this because Silvestron did say he was going to go out all out on me. Completely my bad there, not noticing he went below 25%, completely forgetting about Custap Berry. Yeah, that was a big throw on my part because Starmie, once that Magnemite was low, I could have just quick spam Psychic on the rest of his team. I should have switched out there. That would have been an option. I was thinking like, okay, this thing isn't Scarfed because I'm Scarfed, and even if he is Scarfed, then I outspeed. And I was trying to consider ways he could outspeed me. Like, was he gonna like priority move? But I completely forgot Custap was an item, and that kind of cost me a massive amount of offensive pressure. So I decided to go into Moltres, and considering going for a Sunny Day as I anticipate Rhydon, but I decide it's not worth it, and I just go for Flamethrower here, which was a good play because he stays in. Magnemite goes down, takes out my Ace, which is great. Rhydon comes out. I don't have time to set up Sunny Day, so I have to switch out into Weezing as he goes for Stone Edge. I can survive a second one thanks to Leftovers, so I decide to Corrosive Gas here. I remove Gengar's Salac Berry, which is worth, which is good to note. Salac Berry was interesting, but now I don't have to worry about it. He goes for a Nasty Plot as I go for a Dark Pulse, dealing a good amount of damage, and I decide to just go down. I could have switched to Snorlax at this point, honestly. Yeah, I don't know what I was really thinking at this point. I could have gone to Snorlax here to take a hit, but I was kind of thinking, okay, I'm going to go into Golem and try and revenge here. So that was another out. Golem comes in, and I thought he would go for switching out because, you know, he kind of just loses to Earthquake, but no, he decides to go for a Shadow Ball as he brings me down to 30. I could have Sucker Punched there as well, which was quite interesting, but he didn't fear it and just went for it as I go for Rocks. This time I decide to click Sucker Punch, and he actually reads that and goes into Pidgeot, so very unlucky in Light Bar. I keep making the same plays, to be honest. I always go for Earthquake into Sucker Punch, and it seems like more people know that Golem knows Sucker Punch than I thought. As he goes into Bird Jesus, the Pidgeot, yeah, and I failed the Sucker Punch. I could have actually Rock Slided there as well, reading the Pidgeot, but who knows why I do that. You know, this is the second time someone has gone into a normal flying bird on my Golem, and has not been punished for it because I went for Sucker Punch. So that's worth noting. Moltres comes in trying to take whatever he was going to go for as he goes for Defog. I want to set up on him, so I just go for Sunny Day. I see U-turns out. U-turn was a great move here since he doesn't have to worry about going into Rhydon anymore. Right, and yeah, Tauros goes for Rock Slide. I kind of forgot Tauros gets Rock Slide in prep because this was kind of my Tauros answer, and aside from Wheezing, and losing Wheezing was pretty bad for me here. But he later reveals he had Zen Headbutt, which we're about to see, but so yeah, Tauros is just basically a massive threat to me this game. So we see that he goes, I go to Hitmonchan, I just die as well. I really just kind of lose here. I don't have any answer. Golem just comes in and tries to deal some damage with Sucker Punch, and yeah, this is kind of the game. Tauros, I completely under prep for. He has Headbutt, Zen Headbutt, Rock Slide, and Close Combat. Good combination on his part. I'm not sure why he didn't. Oh, I could have gone for a Body Slam, an Earthquake here, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think it really mattered. So I played really badly this game. That's interesting. He went for Headbutt and not Body Slam. Well, yeah, basically that's the game. Not my proudest moment. Lost quite badly. I had techs, but I just forgot to use them. But yeah, that's what happens sometimes, you know? That's the game, so on to next battle, which is, I forget what it's called, EDA, Season 2, Week 3, against the same guy. It's Week 3 of the EDA, and we're also against Silvestron, so this should happen right after the LBA, and we're going to go over his team. So, we are up against Iron Valiant, Gyarados, Baxcalibur, Crocodile, Magnezone, Poltegeist, Dunsparce, Oricorio, Jumpluff, and Zangoose. And as a reminder, our team is Dragapult, Corviknight, Azumarill, Brute Bonnet, Venomoth, Espathra, Sandy Shocks, Passimian, and Carkol, and Girafarig, I believe. Yes, that's our team. My document is a bit messed up, so I'm reading this partially wrong. But yeah, what I said was correct. So first thoughts, Poltegeist is really scary, obviously, as I forgot to mention that Poltegeist is also his Terra Captain, so we have to really look out for that. Luckily, I do think we have the tech. Sorry, bleh. I do think we have the tech to beat Poltegeist. Other stuff, Crocodile has Intimidate, so does Gyarados. However, we do have the Defiant Passimian, which I think will be very useful in this game. Also, Oricorio can be any type and can learn Quiver Dance, so another very scary threat. Lastly, Dunsparce is basically a hard check to Dragapult, so gotta have to be aware of that. Iron Valiant, of course, is extremely scary, especially if he wants to run Booster Energy as speed, or something like that. So we're gonna have to be careful of that as well. So, we're kicking things off with Passimian. We ballin' the Passimian. Hopefully this one does better than the other fighting type we just used, with a Choice Scarf and Close Combat U-turn, Knock Off, and Gunk Shot. Pretty standard set. Gunk Shot is to hit Iron Valiant and in fact OHKOs it with 0 defense investment, because we are adamant. Fortunately, he has nothing that like Passimian really needs to speed creep, so we just decided to outspeed a Iron Valiant after Scarf. The fastest Pokemon that we outspeed is Poltegeist, and obviously Poltegeist isn't going to be running Scarf. It's going to be running Shell Smash, pretty much guaranteed. Defiant obviously can deter Crocodile and Gyarados. I doubt he's going to bring Intimidate anyway, because you know he sees the Defiant on my team, but it's there. And that's basically it. Close Combat and Knockoff hit everything else pretty well. Next up, we got Mechanical Rhythm, the Sandy Shocks with an Air Balloon and Photosynthesis. We got Stealth Rocks, Earth Power, Flash Cannon, and Volt Switch. This was initially Choice Scarf, but I thought Air Balloon would be better because it can kind of switch in on Crooks. Crocodile Earthquakes are a bit scary for me, so especially if he runs a Smackdown set. So I think that Sandy Shocks of Air Balloon is pretty decent. Hopefully I can get like a Stealth Rocks as he is forced to knock off, he can't even knock off as he crunches or something. Yeah, this is also a pretty decent answer into Magnezone because it resists both of his Magnezone stabs, so that's good to note as well. Next up, we got the Concierge with Shed Shell, Brave Bird, U-Turn, Roost, and Defog, with the Mirror Armor and Shed Tail. Shed Tail obviously is to stop the trapping from Magnezone. Yeah, Brave Bird is really good to spam, especially because I can answer Iron Valiant pretty well. And yeah, this thing also runs Defog. That's basically it. Nothing too crazy. Here we got our win condition. Edge Runner the Espathra with Mirror Herb, Speed Boost, Terra Blast, Sword Power, Protect, and Lumina Crash. So the idea of this Espathra is that I can run this as a normal Espathra and just attack using Lumina Crash, which should be a pretty good offensive mon. I don't expect him to go into Poltergeist early, which should let me get up rocks and break a sash if we need to. But if he, which is why I don't want to. I want Espathra to be able to deal with Poltergeist, but not be a sitting duck. Just like having to be at full health and all that jazz in order to deal with it. This thing can come in, take a few hits, like land a few Lumina Crashes before coming back in as a Poltergeist answer when the time has come. Obviously, I switch Espathra in on the Shell Smash, and that will let me activate the Mirror Herb, which gives me that Shell Smash boost. And then from there, I don't even need to use Calm Mind or Speed Boost. I am already boosted up, and I live a Poltergeist Shadow Ball thanks to hit Terra type fighting. As a reminder, Espathra is my Terra captain. I can Terra into any type. And yeah, Terra Blast is really good here, especially Terra fighting, because I can hit all the resists in Crocodile and Magnezone, as well as Dunsparce and Excalibur. So yeah, that's why I chose Terra type fighting. Protect is there in case he Shell Smashes again. Like, I don't, like, let's say I die next turn and he's faster for some reason. If he Shell Smashes again, +3 Espathra with Speed Boost outspeeds a +4 Timid Poltergeist here. So that's the reasoning for the speed creep. Right, next up we got Haruspex the Dragapult with Draco Meteor, Shadow Ball, U-Turn, and Flamethrower. Standard Scarf set. Still hasn't really done anything, so hopefully we can do something this game. And lastly, we got Bubbles the Azumarill, Assault Vest of Aquajet, Play Rough, Superpower Liquidation. I just really like it because of the Aquajet to revenge kill in Iron Valiant, and that's basically the only reason it's here. An Assault Vest is pretty decent against to take on a Poltergeist or a Magnezone or a special Iron Valiant last ditch, and can also kind of answer Oricorio, depending on what type of Oricorio it is. So that's the team. Let's jump into the battle. So my sprites are just not working, so I'm just elected to remove them all. Especially because I don't have the sprites for the Gen 8 mons anyway, so, you know, it wouldn't have, sorry, Gen 9 mons anyway, so it wouldn't have looked that great anyway. So yeah, we see Jumpluff and Dunsparce for some reason still really likes bringing his low tiers against me. But yeah, I used Jumpluff in my Violet playthrough, and I can tell you it did absolutely nothing. So we're looking forward to seeing what Jumpluff does. We shall start the battle. So I decided to lead Passimian because we're Scarfed, and it's not really a bad lead at all. And here I see no booster energy, so that's worth. I think that, like, I can just click Gunshot here. I doubt he's Choice Scarf. He could be Choice Scarf, but if he is, then Corviknight is free, for example, and depending on the move he uses, like, various options are free to me. So I just decided, you know, I built this to outspeed and kill Gallade. I might as well do that right here. So Gunshot kills. In like post-match discussion, we find out that Gallade actually took some speed creeping EVs and put it into defense, and also found out its weakness policy. So that would have been really bad if we didn't kill. But the kill was still in my favor. It was a guaranteed kill if it was 0 defense, but with his defensive investment, he actually had a chance to live. It was like 19% or something. So yeah, that was quite interesting. This is all because we are adamant Passimian though, so that was pretty good. very amazing kill at the start. He goes into Poltergeist here, obviously trying to capitalize on the fact that I'm locked into Gunshot. But you guys know the plan that we have. We go straight into Espathra. I was kind of fearing a Shadow Ball, honestly, at this point, but I saw no reason he would expect it. So he just goes for Shell Smash. I built this thing to take the Shell Smash, so I stole his Shell Smash. Now I'm +2, +2, +2. I Terra Fighting, I click Stored Power, this whole song and dance, as he Terra Blast, and I live. So now I Speed Boost and I'm +1 speed, really good. I Terra Blast, there's no reason to protect here really. I go up another speed. I have no idea what Jump Left does, and frankly I should have realized it does nothing, but I protect anyway because why not, get some extra damage. As he goes for Sleep Powder, obviously I outspeed at this point, so it doesn't really matter. I click Stored Power and he just dies. Rest in peace, Jump Left. Next up, the Dunsparce comes out, actually lives with Stored Power, which is quite interesting. Goes for Hyper Drill, but doesn't kill. And you guys can see basically what happens here. Terra Blast here kills the Crook, and Stored Power kills the Excalibur. So, a pair of games, very chaotic, and we both had some very interesting sets, and yep, that was the game. Espathra is broken. We should not allow it to terrestrialize, and I will continue to hammer that point home for the rest of EDA, hopefully. Anyway, so yeah, that's the game. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.